Hello everyone, welcome to this very short presentation. My name is Z, I'm a Senior Product Line Manager at VMware, and today I want to show you a project that me and a lot of people have been working on at VMware. And the goal really is to make it so that if you're a developer, if you're an operator, getting up and running with Kubernetes for you is going to be a lot easier. This project is called Tanzu Community Edition, and it's basically a putting together of all the open source stuff that's on Tanzu, and all packaged up in one bundle, and it's kind of VMware's opinionated take on the cloud native ecosystem. So let me show you. You're probably used to using the Tanzu command line tool, and that's really cool, but we have a brand new way of getting things up and running, and that's with the Docker extension. So you can come here to the extensions marketplace, you can find Tanzu Community Edition. It's one click to install, so let's give it a minute. Okay, and now that it's installed, I can open, and once I'm in the extension, it's just one click, and then it's going to create a cluster for me. So I'm going to take another little pause while it creates, and be back in a second. Okay, so it's finished installing, and since we're starting through Docker, let's go first over the developer-focused workflow. So what can I do here? First, what this gives me is an extra Kubernetes cluster running inside my Docker installation. And it works with anything that Kubernetes can do. So for example, I can do Kubernetes get pods, and I can see all my pods. And also, something that I can look at from a developer perspective is all the suite of packages that come with the Kernel packaging system. So for example, I can do Tanzu package available list. And then I can see all the packages that are available here. So for example, let's say I want to install Velero, and here I have a lot of stuff. So there's a Velero, Prometheus, Grafana, Harbor, Contour, Cartographer. The app toolkit, the app toolkit suite of packages is also here. So if I want to install any of them, it's pretty easy. I can come here and Tanzu package install, and then just a couple options. And Kernel is going to reconcile, it's going to do the installation for me, so it's going to be pretty easy. So let's give it a second. And there you go, package installed. So if I want to start using Velero now within my system, that's pretty easy, and I can use the same type of workflow to install anything I want. Now, if you don't want to use Docker, maybe you're not a developer, maybe you're more of an ops person. So first of all, you don't have to use Docker, of course. You can still use the same previous workflow. So this would be an unmanaged cluster. I could come here, create test cluster, and I'm going to get the same output here as we've seen on Docker here. So that's the same, and I'm going to skip this halfway through. But if you have more of an operator workflow, and let me talk for a bit. So if you have an operator workflow, maybe you want to create a pile of clusters. Maybe they're not going to be on your computer. It's not a local development stuff. You want to create clusters for a bunch of people. Maybe you're managing entire fleets of clusters. So we have the management cluster feature, for example, which takes a lot of parts, a lot of common building blocks from the Tanzu Kubernetes grid, which is a commercial offering from VMware, but that deals with cluster fleet management. So something we can do here, for example, is I can come here and say Tanzu management cluster create, and I can use the UI option, for example. And this is going to give me a UI, and here I can deploy stuff onto, let me start fresh here, onto vSphere or AWS, and I also have Azure, and they all have their own options and configurations, and the UI takes you through all of them. Now, there is a bunch of other stuff with Tanzu Community Edition. Let me clear this. For example, you have Tanzu Diagnostics. You have Tanzu Conformance, which uses Sonobui. So there's a lot of stuff here that you can check out. But I just wanted to give you a very quick getting started guide onto how to start diving into Tanzu Community Edition. So if all of this sounds interesting to you, go to tanzucommunityedition.io and check it out. And I hope this is going to help you get up and running faster and easier on your Kubernetes journeys. So thanks a bunch, and see you next time. Bye!